It's such a pleasure to have you with us, Hulu. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you for having me, Lila.
This place is not only special to all of us, it's very particular for you.
It is very special to me. 47 years ago, I was hired by Governor Burns to work in his office on the second floor of this building, and it has remained in my memories forever. We were able to watch the construction of the new state capitol, which he oversaw, and we were able to move there. So the transition between the ʻIolani Palace and the state capitol that we have today is a very significant memory for me. Over on this side, we had the state senate, and on this side, we had the House of Representatives, and the leadership were housed downstairs. I mean, what a time in history that I can recall to share with my grandchildren. You know, ʻIolani Palace will stand forever.
The history and the recognition that this is not just a building.
No.
It represents the psyche and the future. And in Office of Hawaiian Affairs, that's what you do as well.
Yes, I happen to chair the Board of Trustees today at the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. I've been there for 10 years, and I was running for my last term, but I was very blessed in being elected because no one opposed me. So I don't have to have a race this year.
It must be where you're supposed to be.
Thank you.
So from that perspective as chair, what do you envision in the future based on where we are right now? The role of ʻOHA.
We were able to increase our percentage of our public land trust, which supports the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. We were stagnant at 15.1 million each year, but we have been granted an increase to 21.5 million, subject to the governor's signature, of course. We can anticipate helping our people a whole lot more. There's so much need in the Hawaiian community today in every aspect of life: health, education, welfare. Our people in prison, we have the highest statistics, and we need to help them. We really need to help them.
Maybe explain a little bit more in detail the kinds of activities that ʻOHA is leading.
First of all, we give $3 million to the Hawaiian charter schools. That's really helping them. We give $3 million a year to the Department of Hawaiian Homelands to assist them in creating housing. That's big contributions. But then we have all kinds of small, I would say at least 30 nonprofits that we help. During the pandemic, we gave millions to help our people survive through the pandemic.
Food security for medical and health.
Yes, and for mortgage, for rents, for diapers for our babies. I mean, people think that that's a small item, but it's a necessity, And even for our aged, they need assistance too. So we've been helping them in that regard.
It sounds like there's many partnerships and many sponsorships that ʻOHA is involved with.
Yes, many, many. Like I said, we give out about 30 grants. That means we have at least 25 different partnerships, and in all the different areas that we contribute to. It's important to the community that we assist them because it helps the state as a whole. What we help our Hawaiian community with, the state doesn't have to contribute in that regard. So the grant monies go a long way. Our public land trust monies go a long way. So it's important that we work hand in hand with the legislature. So in actuality, yes, we are helping our people, but we're helping the state as a whole.
Please explain a little bit more about the role of the trustees.
Our role is a fiduciary role. We're responsible for every penny that goes out of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. But what is important is that we make policies at the Office of Hawaiian Affairs, and policies that will help our people. We also make policies so that we work with our communities and get their input. Our Hawaiian beneficiaries get their direct input so that we can keep them happy and that we may know their problems and be able to fix it.
Well, and help them succeed, help every family, help
Yes.
every community succeed. And the trustees are elected and elected by the general population.
We are voted by the general population. We're voted in just as the governor and the lieutenant governor is voted in. But we have a lesser percentage voting in the Office of Hawaiian Affairs section of the ballot. And I think it's because some of the people feel that they'll leave it up to the Hawaiians to decide who should be in leadership for them. But we would like to see everyone voting for OHA. We don't like to see the blank ballots. We know that there is enough media information out there that people know what OHA is doing. And we're trying to improve on that because many people don't know what OHA is doing. Since we give our monies to so many partnerships, when those partnerships distribute the money, the people think that the money came from that partnership. But in the back, it's the Office of Hawaiian Affairs money.
The Queen's, our former Queen's perspective was about inclusion and about embracing everybody to be part of the solution. I'm hearing that that's actually the direction that OHA is going.
I think that we embrace everyone because whatever help we give to our community helps the entire community. That's that much less that, let's say, the state government have to put into the different programs that we're supporting and distributing monies to.
What role does OHA play then in terms of how the money is distributed? For instance, Hawaiian Homelands or the charter schools.
We see the importance of those two, let's say, programs in our community. So that would be something that all of the trustees would immediately embrace. And there's no question, every year, it's automatic that we contribute to those two items. And there's others that let's say the Ahahui grants, which is like the ʻIolani Palace, we contribute towards ʻIolani Palace, the Merry Monarch Festival, the Keiki Hula, the Queen Liliuokalani. We contribute to all of those because that's all part of our Hawaiian community, and they need help.
So, what gives you joy? There are a lot of challenges in your role as chair and also in the organization working with other state agencies.
The joy I have is to see improvement in the areas that we contribute money. And if a beneficiary comes to us with a problem that I see that we can help because we are the Hawaiian agency that's supposed to be helping our people. A good example is there was a business on Kauai that was having a difficult time with maintaining their lease. And they were going to lose it, actually. And they came to us. And we went to see the department in charge of that lease. And we told them, OHA will take over the lease. And we did. And then we sublet it back to the same people that had it. And we have had no problems with them. We like to do things like that, you know? And we have other similar problems where we step in because we're a big agency. We're a sister agency of the state agencies that are giving our people some problems. And we're able to assist them that way and help them business-wise, personal-wise. We give a lot of money to the Native Hawaiian Legal Corps. Their mandate is to help the Hawaiians maintain their lands and their ownership. So that's critical to us because, as you well know, here in Hawaii, land ownership is very complex, very complex.
And that's for another conversation.
Exactly.
So what I'm hearing you say, as growing up in Hawaii, if can, and OHA can.
Yes, thank you very much. OHA can.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening to my conversation with Hulu Lindsey, Chair of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs.